We do want to get on to our first point of conversation, which is some days exhilarating, some days deeply emotional and tragic. Some days, though, I'm just mesmerized and excited. And what we're getting into is
our bees. Our bees. I think everybody that has known me from Facebook has kind of watched the last couple of years with us trying to establish a healthy, solid bee colony. And there's been some interesting twists and turns. I think if you scroll back through my feed at least a year or two now, my daughters and I climbed up on top of the local church roof to try and recapture the bees that had run away. And for more than a day or so, I was getting notices. I think I saw your bees here. I think I saw your bees there. So it was kind of like looking for a lost pet. And we did eventually find them. We did eventually bring them back home to the hive, and they still died.
Just not enough of them came back. And to provide some context, we live in the middle of town here in Tazewell, Virginia. And because we're in the middle of town, it's kind of interesting having bees so close to the house. We're not, out in a big pasture or something like that. They're about, 15 feet from the house.
They're in my garden.
Yeah, they're in the garden. They sit under a beautiful apple tree. But when they're that close, your day-to-day life, they're integrated into it. It's funny now, bee lands on you, and it's like, well, it's obviously one of ours. And you don't swat the bee. But because of that, also, you have this intimate experience. You look out, you check in on them. The climate, the rain, the snow.
I regularly see my son out walking the dogs. We've now set a little chair and table just across from it, and he'll sit there and he'll just watch them. Let the dogs just do what they're doing, and he'll just sit and watch the bees. And he's only 12, so I think it speaks to all ages because it's therapeutic. Calming. Yeah,
it's therapeutic.
Just calming their hum. It's just amazing.
Yeah, so. Visually too. But we want to get into kind of a brief overview.
The last year that we've had.
The last year, and we'll have some commentary along the way. If you ever notice that I'm like looking off screen, it's because I've got to deal with the administrative side of moving through video. But nonetheless, bear with me.
Oh, look, I can see all the comments. Hey, yeah, hello to everybody. I'm glad. Oh, and I got to stop doing that. Look at how big that hand is. Look at when I put it there. Monster hands. I'm going to put them down here so they stay nice and small and petite. So, okay. So what you're seeing now is...
No, they're not seeing
they're
it
not
yet.
Seeing it
You're
yet?
going to lay a foundation.
Okay, I'm laying a foundation. So we went through at least 2 rounds of bees before this one, or this is our second round that you're about to see?
No, this is our third.
This is our third round.
Yeah.
And just so you know, we're on our 4th right now, so you can kind of see where we're going with this.
Yeah,
but this was
intense.
The first image that you're going to see was our bees in January of 2021. That's our little corner that we keep them in. It's my neighbor's brick there, and he's got a lovely apple tree just beyond that. And quiet January morning, snow, and at this point we weren't sure, are they going to make it through the winter? And
one of the technical things, you're looking at a techno set.
Yeah, this isn't the traditional wooden
This is
box.
not wood. This is a Greek manufacturer. They use food grade plastic, but it's double layered, so it's got wonderful insulation. You can pick all kinds of fun and interesting colors. We went with the blue and white. It kind of works with some of the themes around our house.
It's peaceful.
But if you want yellow, purple, orange, they're very cool. But because of our climate here, where there's a lot of moisture and the like, I felt that from a maintenance standpoint, it would be easier to go ahead and work with the Technoset system. Wonderful to work with. Very predictable. I don't have to paint it each year.
Yeah.
This is in the middle of the winter.
January.
Just checking in. They're there. They're active. They're alive. What the bees do.
They don't come out, obviously.
Yeah, what the bees do in the cold is they clump around the queen. So they completely encircle her. They go out and still tend to business, if you will, throughout the hive. But they do go ahead and clump to ensure that the queen stays alive, because it's everything. It's seminal for them to ensure her integrity.
So at this point, we're thinking, okay, our bees made it to winter. Are they going to make it through winter? So the next shot, this is a warm February day. And as everyone in this region knows, sometimes those February days start to feel like spring's coming early. So this was a gorgeous day. And the bees were out and busy and vivid and just, look at them. They're out.
What was so exciting?
They made it.
This was our first winter
they actually survived all the way through.
The bees made it through the winter. So
we're high-fiving. We're like, and we've got this now.
Huge achievement that our bees made it through the winter. But you can also see, and I think you get a sense, how mesmerizing it is to watch them. They actually get these flight patterns going. So you can watch wherever they're looking for nectar and they're scouting. It's almost like aerial highways where you can watch them coming and going from a certain direction. But again, as Tamara said, this was a warm day. It was a great opportunity to just watch them, to be excited. But we all know that there was a cold snap after this.
I'm not convinced of that. I don't remember it getting that cold between this image and the next image. But bottom line is, go ahead and put the next image up.
Well, this is the thing. Or we may have lost the queen, and this is just the bees moving along. So we don't know exactly why things changed, but they did.
So then on March 17th, this is
depressing.
Yeah, they should be out all over you right now.
I'm realizing there's no activity. I checked. I couldn't hear anything.
Tell me what you're seeing.
There are still bees, obviously.
There's a decent amount of carnage there.
Yeah.
If it isn't clear, those are a bunch of dead bees. There was brood, but all hatched. Oh, look at that. That was to make a queen.
Show me again.
Right there. See that thing?
Yeah.
That's what queens are born out of.
And it's obviously vacant.
Yep. What I'm trying to do is kind of assess and discern what is going on. Obviously, to go from this
on February 24th
and then
to the carnage of St. Patrick's Day, March 17th.
Yeah,
not very long.
Not fun, very sad, but we are committed.
We don't
to
give
say
up.
The least.
We don't ever give up on something.
So we actually go to a place out in Kentucky, Kelly Bees. They've recently been acquired, and I forget who acquired them again, but they have beautiful facilities. It's actually very cool, very fun. But I've been there before to get what's called a nook, and that's what we're going to be discussing, or you're going to see next. This is me returning from Kentucky.
Production by Tamara Neo.
Yes. What that is 5 frames inside a kind of mini hive.
It's a little chilly.
They're bees.
I know, they don't like cold weather. Maybe put them on the back porch. It seems like that one's a little bit more, protected. This one's wide open out here.
Well, I'll get gloves on and get them open. Here, let's get that washed.
what are you doing here?
Just getting everything prepped, taking the super and getting some of the, wax that diffuse the individual frames to the side of the super, getting that scraped off, and just prepping. I'm an eternal optimist when it comes to the bees.
And a little bit of the neat freak, even for the poor bees. No, I'm sure that they benefit from it.
Yeah, well, other bees have been in here, so I want them to be able to kind of make it their own, and cleaning up and getting it ready. But at a minimum, this is, as you can see, how easy it is to work with the TechnoSet gear. It's very clean, quick to clean up, quick to get ready. I'm putting in a few frames because, like I said, the actual Nook comes with 5 frames, and I want to be able to insert those in.
Okay, so now that's the bee box that we brought home with us.
The Nook, yeah.
It's funny when you're recording things, you don't remember them, and then when you're sitting in front of the editing screen, you catch all sorts of little things, and you're like, well, that was really funny. I don't remember it that way, but it's funny now. The cat just took off running.
I think I'm going to back up here a little bit. Ooh, that's a lot of bees.
I think anywhere in the animal kingdom that buzz must awaken some primal, oh crap, we gotta get out of here.
Can you say crap on YouTube?
I think you just did.
No, you just did.
Wow, look at all those bees. Man.
Yeah, and when you pull them out of the Nook, if you put them, or whatever order they're in the Nook, you put them in that same order inside the hive body there.
And I'm happy to report, are we back up yet?
Yeah.
There we go. I'm happy to report we still have happy, healthy bees, and we're looking forward to seeing honey. Now, we did get honey from the last group because they were gone and didn't need it.
Wasn't much of a fight. Pretty easy to rob all the honey out. Now, that is a good point. The honey, it's like effervescent.
It has multiple stages.
Yeah.
You taste it, and then you taste another little pop of flavor comes in your mouth. It's amazing. Unlike any honey I ever bought.
They talk about the medicinal benefits that, by taking it, if you have allergies, things of that nature, you're basically getting a taste of your community. So it helps you with your immune system, things of that nature. So there's a lot of kind of good benefits from eating a little local honey. But clearly the experience, I think, is what's most satisfying. Now, I can say we have more honey than we know what to do with. But I think will be
market it and put it out as NeoBee honey.
I think that is kind of going to be one of the next adventures. Is what do we do with all this honey? But we're talking just a hive. Imagine you put 2-3 out. You literally will have a ton of honey. I think anybody who's ever bought it knows how expensive it is. And mind you, there is a little bit of an investment in getting started with bees.
Like 3 rounds of bees purchased.
How many hive bodies, how many supers have we had to buy?
True, just one.
Just
Great
one.
Equipment.
If you buy quality equipment, you've got it to experiment with through the ups and downs. But nonetheless, great experience. And something that I would highly recommend. We talked about doing it for years. Once we got into it, though, completely hooked. It'll be something that'll be a long-term experience. My kids have seen it, and hopefully it's piqued their interest as well.
A little bee suit for our son, our youngest. And he loves going out
He
there.
goes out, and there's no fear associated with it. Once you have the experience, it's something that is just a part of you. So highly recommend the bees. I really don't know. Really, I think our experience, our joy has really increased through the experience.
The other thing is associating with other beekeepers. We, all of our failures, I've got 2 or 3 people that I call and say, okay, what did we do wrong now? What goes next? What happens? And it's a nice little community of people. People freely share information and tips, and we'll come over and check out your hive body and see if they can figure out what's going on. So it's really kind of a fun little group of friends.
Great way to participate in your community is the point.